Hi, I'm Cody Light with AGCO Fuse. Today I'm sitting in a Fendt 900 Gen 6, going to talk to you about how to set up your Turn Assistant, which is part of your TeachIn Headland. In order to use Turn Assistant with Fendt Guide, you will need your AGCO dealer to upgrade your TeachIn Automatic to your TeachIn Headland. Once you do that, when you go into Implement Settings, you will see a new button appear that is your Turn Assistant Implement Settings. To start setting up your Turn Assistant, we're going to want to go into your guidance menu, so we will double tap that. And here, first thing we want to do is make sure your implement is set up properly. So let's go to our implement setting, and then let's go to our wrench. And now with Turn Assistant unlocked, we will have a new button that is our Turn Assistant minimum radius and implement settings. So here you want to make sure that your overall width is set properly and your draft length is set properly. And to do these minimum turns left and right, the proper way to do it is to be driving and then a turn left, complete your turn, and then hit the auto left button and then do the same for the right. So again, we'll drive straight, turn right like you would in the field, hit the right button, and that will populate your minimum turn-in radius for your right turn. Once you have that completed, we will back out of the screen, back out again, and let's talk about this manual button right here for a second. If you push on it, you'll see it turn green and be auto. What that means is the system is going to automatically populate where it wants to steer the tractor. In this case, more than likely, it will put itself to the planter, the measurements there, and guide for the most accurate planter direction. But what we have found is sometimes that is not the best when it comes into Turn Assistant. So push this button to make it gray and manual. What that will do is it will drive from the tractor position and not the implement position. Once we have that set, we will back out. And now we want to make sure our headland setting is correct. So go into your headland settings, and we want to make sure your headland width is set properly. We have 80 feet in here because our planter is 40 feet wide and we will make 2 passes. So 40 times 2 gives us our 80 feet, and now we have that set. We will back out of this screen, and now we can go into the new button for our Turn Assistant menu. Now, this definitely looks like an eye chart, but once you get to know it, it's not so bad. At the top, we have different pass types. So if you hit the drop down, we have a U-type turn and a part field mode. U-turn is what it says. It will make a U-turn. Typically, you're going to use this if you want to work pass to pass across the field. Part field mode will skip passes and work a chunk of field at a time and then move on to another section. For now, we're going to use U-turn, so we select the check mark. And the starting swath is going to be what swath you want to start in the field. So when you have your guidance lines pulled up, you will see here a number of your guidance swath pass. And when you do that, that's the number you want to start with. And then you will tell it how many passes do you want to skip. Here we have 1, it will just go to the next pass. You see your distance for your headland here, 80 feet that we set in the headland settings. And you will see now this refresh button. If we push that, it's going to take into account the minimum turn radius that you set in the previous screen for your left and right, and it will say what your turn radius should be in the field. If you select that, you will actually see a minimum and maximum. Sometimes the minimum value is proper, sometimes increasing this number will make your turn smoother at the end of the field. So I have 26 feet in here, and we will select that. This distance is calculated when it looks at this turn radius, and this is basically saying your guidance path to your exterior boundary. You can play with this if you need, but most of the time that distance is fairly applicable for what we're trying to accomplish. You see down here an auto and an X out of auto. What this means is the 6 number here says that 6 passes will work in automatic Turn Assistant and no passes will not work. If you see a number populated in here, that means that there is a single pass somewhere or a number of passes in the field that Turn Assistant will not be able to make automatically. To see a preview of it, you hit your preview button up here and it will give you an image of what your field looks like with the passes. A nice little feature here is I can pan just by using my finger, and I can zoom in to get a closer look at how it's going to turn in the field. If you like what you see, just simply back out. And now we are ready to select auto. So when we select auto here, you will see a screen pop up in your map screen that has a green tractor, and it will have a distance. When you're moving in the field, that distance will count down to how far away or how close you are to your turn. And a red X says it can't do it, and when that starts moving, this will go away and you will be able to make your turn automatically. And that is how you set up Turn Assistant.